Okay, so for those that are just new to Excel, you're very familiar with this, isn't it? You're very familiar, isn't it, to this when you open it like this. Who has a challenge opening Excel? Who has a challenge opening Excel? Nobody. Okay, so at this point we are together. Okay. Now, what is happening here is this. You've got sheets. These are the sheets that we are going to work with. Different sheets. But when it comes to Excel, you have got these boxes that you see here. These are what you call cells. Okay? The reason why they call it cells is because if you look at the human body, it's built up of what? Cells, isn't it? So you've got cells that form up. So these are cells. At individual, you call it a cell. When you put it as plural, it's cells. How you name cells is that here on top, as you're going in a column way, you've got A, B, C, D. That's how they are named. So column 1 here is under A. Column 2 here it's got B, just like that. Then the rows are numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they go up to almost about 1 million of them. Okay? So how you name a cell is by starting with a letter. So like this one, the first one is called A1. Number 2, you've got B1. Just like that. C1, D1. When you come down here, it's A2, B2. Now, this cell, I'm able to see its name from here. You see that? I'm able to see it there. Okay? So if I scroll down here, I just click on another one here, I can be able to know that this is F12. That's how you are able to know a cell. On top here, what you have are tabs. Okay? These are tabs. Different tabs. If you are familiar with Microsoft Word, this is water to you, isn't it? Okay? So you've got these different tabs. But here, what you have is the formula bar. This is where you type in your formula. Sorry, not your formula, but this is where whatever you type in here, when I type something here, it appears there. Alright? It shows you the content of the cell highlighted. Okay? Now that you have understood that, in Excel, I can enter data wherever I want. I can come here and say Emmanuel. Down there, I say Thomas, Sylvia, just like that. I can enter data like that. So what we have here is a list of data. You see that Emmanuel is overlapping there. So for me to adjust it, I can just come in the middle between B and C. Then just double click to automatically resize the column. Alright? So you can do that. After I type like that, I can delete data from there by clicking on it, pressing the delete button. If not, I can even come here and say delete. You see that? Okay. So you have known how you can be able to delete data. But one thing also you can be able to do, we go to the next one. Okay? So right now what I've done here is that I have entered data. Have you seen this data? It has been entered and I've done some bit of formatting. Okay? What I'll do is this. I will come to... Okay. I've just done a bit of formatting. You know how to add, if you want to color a cell, like this cell, I just come under home, then I come there, select a color, I've colored the cell. Okay? That's how you do it. Okay? Now this data which I have here, it's in a table format. So right now what I want to do is to insert a cell just on top here. So I want to insert a cell for the whole column. So for me to insert a cell for the whole column, I highlight the column Then I come to insert. Under insert here, have you seen? It says insert cells. I click on it, and I have my cells inserted above there. I can now type in whatever I want. So when I'm typing, I want to move to the next cell on my right side. I just press the tab button. Okay. Then if I want to go down, is press enter. All right. Okay. So from there on, I am able to type whatever I want. But let's imagine this is a title I want to type, like let's say data analysis class. Okay, this is our title. Okay, I would want to increase the font. I just click on the cell, then I increase the font. This is where, isn't it? Okay, I've increased the font there. I would want to make it bold. It becomes bold. Now, the thing is, which I want to do is that I want my title to be centered so that it looks presentable. Okay, I just click there, then drag like that. Then I come and say merge and center there. You see that? It merges the cells and centers my title. Okay? At this point, who's behind? Who's behind? I would encourage you to ask me where you're not okay. You're just doing a quick introduction. Another thing will be laying on the job. Okay? Okay, so now that we have done that, now you are able to format this. You can take it to the left by clicking there. That's well. Okay. All right. So let's go to something here. I've got this data. By now you understand how I entered this data, right? I just typed it in. Okay. So this data which I have, if I want to copy data in Excel, I can just come here, highlight, drag. Have you seen that? By that I can copy data. Control C. That is Excel, which is the Word, isn't it? Then I can come like here. I want to remove this. I want to have an empty sheet. Okay. I want to have an empty sheet, and I've copied my data from there. Here, copy the data from there, then I come to my sheet there. After I've copied, I can come here, click on whichever cell. The cell that I will click on, that's what it will start entering the data from. Okay? So I paste. So this data, I just copied it from here. Have you seen? Then I brought it there. Okay. But now, do you know how to create a new sheet? You know how to create a new sheet? Correct. That is correct for you. But for others, do you know how to create a new sheet? Yes. So if you want to create a new sheet, this is what I didn't explain at the start. Okay? So much in hand is the actual thing. So when you want to create a sheet in Excel, first of all, you have to understand that Excel is a booklet. We create a booklet like pages that you can click like this. Okay? You page, you can click, you can do this. But now Excel system is software. You just click a button, open it, okay? So this sheet, they are like pages, alright? So now for us to create a new page, just go on the plus button. When we click on it, you have now a new sheet. Okay? How is the anointing touching you there at the back? It's not strong, huh? It's not strong. It's not strong. Okay. So now, it's not good for woman to be alone. Is it okay if you can sit beside him? It's not good for woman to be alone. Trust me, you're sitting near the guru. Okay. All right. So now, what you have now is that you have created a new sheet. That's how you create a new sheet like that. Okay? You have seen how you can be able to create a new sheet. But now I didn't show you how you can delete cells. Did I show you? So for instance, I want this first name to be removed. So I can highlight these cells in first name. So I can just highlight. Then I come under here and say delete. Have you seen that's been deleted? Okay. So it removes, then crosses. Okay. It's just like what happened to those people who were eaten up by the earth in the Bible. You remember? Those who opposed Moses? That's what we have just done to them right now. It opened up, ate them, and closed. Okay? That's how you delete there. Now, you have known how to delete, you have known how to insert. Who knows how to insert a column? Okay, who knows how to insert a row? Okay, who knows how to insert a cell? I'm scared. I'm scared. Even you who's near. Oh, okay. How did you be surprised? Why are you doing it?
There is the insert on top there.
Here.
Click the arrow down. Insert rows. Insert sheet rows here. Oh, sorry. Do the column one. Sorry. Do the column.
Sorry. Control Z.
Then.
The anointing. It's working. Okay. All right. Don't take credit for it because you're sneaking. Okay. All right. So now you're able to insert cells, columns, just like that. Okay. If you highlight something, you can be able to do that. Okay. Enough with the basics. I just wanted to show you this. For the other things, I can be able to refer you to a video, an introductory video for that, but you can be able to check out those introductory things. Because if we focus on this, the time will finish when will just be at the door. Okay? Then when you go back, you say, I'm a data analyst. Analyze, you won't be able to analyze. Okay? Let's get to it. Okay. So in data analysis, what I start with most of the time is something which you usually do. Whatever place of work, you usually do. And then it's something out of data and something out of data is just filtering data is just getting the different parts. You do not question? It works here. Right? So now, I want to perform some filters on my data. So what I will do is this, turn that one on. What I have here, these are my tasks which we're going to do today. I want to filter data with 1 criteria, 2 criteria, then I also want to sort it, right? So I've got this table. And in this table, I want to perform some filters. Now, Excel has got one way, some way it is prophetic. Okay? I can come under here and say filter, then it already knows that this is my table and these are my headers. You see that? Have you seen what has popped up? Okay. When I come back under filter and click it, they disappear. The only thing which it needs me to do is to highlight one cell under my table. Okay. When I do that, I just go there, then click there, then you'll see those pop-ups. For those that are following, are we together? Okay. So now, after you've done that, you have found yourself in a situation to say, you're at your place of work, and your boss is asking you to say, I want data from the region called East. I only want data from the region called East. What do? Well, at this point, before you met me, what you would have done is this. You would come, copy this, go and paste, then come back here, copy this, copy East here. Then you copy and go and paste, isn't it? But now that you have met me, salvation has come. Okay? What you will do now is this. You can filter your data. Because if you just do the copying, it will work when you're dealing with small amounts of data. Okay? But if you're dealing with a lot of data, thousands of records, you won't manage, especially when the data is, what do you call that? Mixed up. Okay? So now, what you do is this, you come to region, click on that, then deselect that, then you say, I want East only. Then you just say, okay. Then you have your East region there. Okay? Alright, try out that. You've tried it? It's not working? All right. At what point are we now? We're good? It is making sense? Okay, great. So now I can remove my filter. For instance, now that I have done this, now in your place of work, this is what you might have to do. You might have to copy your data, highlight it. You know how to highlight, right? You copy your data, you give it a new sheet, like this new sheet. Then you paste the data there, save the data, submit it. Alright? So you can create a new sheet, that is if the other data can go with it. But if you want, you can now create a new file, Excel file, okay? We know how to create a new Excel file. Do we know how to create a new Excel file? You know? Okay. At the back there, do we know how to create a new Excel file? Okay, great. So if that is the case, I jump that part. So now you have your data there. If I come back here, I just press escape for those dancing ants to stop. Then if I want to remove the filter, which I've just done, I come under there, click on that, then I say clear filter from region, and my data is back. So how does filter work? Filter, what it just does is that it hides the data. When it's filtering it, it hides it in the background, shows you what is what you've asked for, but it's still there. Okay. Now, I want to do what you call filtering by two criteria or more. Right now, what we're doing was one criteria. Okay. So how do you do two criteria? Two criteria is, for instance, I want to do filters on both columns. I want to do a filter on region and on first name. So on region, I want to filter west. Can you filter west? Can you filter west? All right. Okay. So at this point, all right. Now at this point, um, have we managed to do the filtering by two criteria or more? Have we managed? Yes. Okay, great. Now that you have managed to do that, um, let's do let's do filtering by color. Can you be able to filter uh, all the colors that do not have color, all the cells which do not have color in region? Can you try to do that? Okay. You've done that? Okay, let me do it. A lot of people don't have what. You have to rely so much on the. Okay. So now when you're doing a filtering by color, you come here, then you come here and say filter by color. Then here we're saying those which do not have color, so we click there. We only have those which do not have color. We're together? Okay. So I removed my filter there uh, by coming to clear filter from region. That's how you do it. So we're done filtering by color. You can also do your filtering by text. Okay? Now, how do you do a filter by text? You just come here and they say filter by text. Then I come to say, when you say by text, should it be equal to the text that you type in? So if I say equals to, it tells me here to say what I will search for must equal that. So if I say east, then I say okay, it will filter by that. I come here, I remove. When I remove the filtering, I can do another type of text filtering by saying begins with. Okay? So I want it to say it begins with CE. Then I say okay. Everything that begins with CE is filtered. Alright? Then the rest is for you to try. Okay? Go and make some mistakes. Try out what is filtering. Filtering by begins with, ends with, contains. So contains is what is there in the word. Does not contain, it's another one, okay? Which means it does not contain that. Okay? You try out that. Now, what about filtering by number? Filtering by number. Internet access? Okay, so I'll send you this video. Filtering by number. Hapo mlipesa mkwai. Mwafika pesa. Huh? It's not filtering. What are you filtering right now? What are you filtering? Okay. Okay. Let's jump to filtering by number. We're jumping to filtering by number. We're jumping to filtering by number. All right. So we go to units. All right. We go to units. We go to units. I need us to be quick. Trust me. This job which you are embarking on, it will require you to work under pressure and to be able to not to succumb to the pressure. So which means you have to be fast. Beyond knowledge acquisition, there is also attitude acquisition, which is very vital. Okay? So I need you to be fast, like fast, like fast. Okay? So now we want to do a filter by numbers. So if I go to filter, a number filter, I want to perform a filter on my numbers. I've got all these choices here. The first choice which I'm going to do is say equals to. It should be equals to what? Equals to what? 27. Okay. Equals to 27. Done. Okay. The next question is coming to you. Be ready. Hillary, the next question is coming to you. Be ready. Okay. I'm clearing the filter here. I want to do a filter, number filter here, and I want to do greater than. What should it be greater than? Greater than 60? Okay, I put 60 there. So all the numbers you get to have are greater than 60. Okay? Alright. I clear my filter there. Now I want to perform another filter here, whereby I only want to get those who got like the top 10. Have you ever been in a situation whereby you're saying, okay, in this class, the best 5 are these? Like, I was best 2. Others, they say, oh, I was the best 1. Okay? Alright, so now, I want to do for best 10, for like let me say for best 5. Okay? Those who got the best 5. So I go to top here. Have you seen top? I click on top. Top what? I scroll down to 5 there. Then I say, okay. Have you seen that these are your top 5? So no longer would you have to look like you just click, write 5, and you have your top 5. This one I never showed the previous one. I never showed the previous team. Okay? That's how you do top 5, top 10, just like that. Alright, what have I left out here? Now, in a case whereby you are asked to say, give me those who got below average. You know, when you're probably in a learning institution, you are at work, and they are grading your performances. So when they are grading your performances, when they give you scores, okay? This one he earned 2 scores for this, that. Okay? At times you don't get to know it, but in workplaces they do grade you, especially those who are serious. At times you have people that will come to you to grade you, but you don't even know. The company that I work for, I do even grading for other companies. So I've done gradings, for instance, for Standard Chartered Bank. I go there, I check out how they are working, I'm grading them. This one 2, this one 1, this one what? How was their courtesy? Did they pay attention to me? Did they listen to me? But they didn't know. But I was grading them. When I go back with the grading that this employee has been graded like that. So all the employees, if I look at them there, I've got now a list, and this is the grading. So I want to see all those who are performing below average. Okay? So when I'm downsizing, if I'm downsizing, I will have to consider those who are below average. So I say below average. These are the people below average. So when you're doing a downsize, we know what downsize, right? Is downsizing. When a company says we are downsizing, what do they mean? Which means they are going to lay off some workers. We want to reduce the number of employees. So we're downsizing. Okay? So now, when they want to do their downsize, probably they want to downsize by 5 people. They have to check on those who are operating below average. Then you can be able to do that. So, this is how you can be able to apply these things in the industry. Okay? Small things, but if you don't know, you sweat. You will sweat. And the agony is this in a place of work. They give you tasks. They give you a task, and the other one they give you a task. And they want the task to be delivered by 10 hours. The other person delivers 1 hour before. You're delivering next day. And you worked very hard for it. But the other person didn't even work hard. That's agony. How would you explain? The other person brought 1 hour before. You brought in the next day. Because of these small issues. You have to be able to understand these small things. Alright? Okay. So now we have done that. Now we want to look at another thing. So what I would advise you is that when you go back, go and try out all these. Okay? When you come under custom here, custom filters, this is where you can write some. Okay, let me just explain on this one. Have you seen where it says is less than? You have seen and. Okay, I can come here and also select another one says greater than. Okay. Do you know that there's a difference between and or?
Yes.
Because and means that everything must be equal to that. But or, it can either be equal to that or the other. So, try out this one. It should be less than 60 and greater than 50. So now what you have here is what is less than 60 and greater than 60. Okay? Alright. I think we're done with issues of filtering. Let's look at sorting. We'll look at sorting. But before I go to sorting, let me go to this. Okay. So let's kindly deal with this. We want to deal with the date filtering, right? When I come here and I click there, I want to filter by date. Have you seen the options I have there? I can filter by year here. You've got 2019 and 2018, right?
Yes.
So what you have here is that you can come here, date filter, then you select. Okay? You can say next quarter, this quarter, all these. These are different options that you have on date. What I'm saying is that go back, go and try. I've shown you the way, but the road you have to walk it. Okay? Alright. At this point, any question? No question? Am I being clear? Okay. Oh, I forgot to do sorting out, isn't it? So when I come here, I want to sort data. I can sort here by coming here and say sort A to Z, or sort Z to A, or sort by color. So if I say sort by green, it sorts itself to up there, but you won't see the change. Then we come sort by yellow. Have you seen? So it just, okay. If I can say Z to A, sorted like that. A to Z, sorted like that. Okay. So now let's go to the next one. Duplicate values. Whenever you are dealing with data, you are the data analyst. This is the challenge that you will be facing. Help you get data analysis, duplicate values. And your duplicate values, you have a challenge. So now you can handle the data because it will give you more data. Instead of a representation of saying, in demographics modeling, we are able to determine the population of each province. You know why we have the population of each province? The government should be able to develop good policies that are directly affecting population. If we come and say we will start that there are 100 people, yet there are 50 people, the government will develop policies to cater for 100 people, which means the resources which will be directed to the cater, there will be more. And if you direct more of this, you see that there is more resources to be wasted. Okay? But if you hand out, then for instance, for another population, which is 100, you give it a 50, you give lesser to that population. And now there will be crisis. Everybody will be fighting for the people. So you are the data analyst. Those people don't see you. You are one of the most important people when it comes to the running of policies, directing resources. Because you, when the data has been collected, they give it to you, something run, which gives it meaning. You don't say, in this population, there are more males than females. In this population, there are more this than this. Now, when you do that, you work together with social sciences. Social sciences will tell you what happens in a population when there are more males than females. What are you to expect in that population? You do the analysis side. But it's also data interpretation. How do you interpret the data? And interpretation of data is usually done with social science. Okay? So you are a data analyst who can do social science. Usually you work with that. What is the skill of social science? Right? Hope I made it clear. So now I want to remove duplicates so that in my analysis of data, I don't have challenges of giving wrong outputs. Okay? So if I've got duplicates, it is easy to remove them. I just go to the data tab. When I go to the data tab, I go to remove duplicates. I click on that. It pops up this. All my regions have been checked. And because all my regions have been checked, which means it will run a check for all the regions, for all the headings. So right now, if all of them have been ticked, which means I'm searching for duplicate record, because it will look for a record which is the same here, the same, and which is when I say a record, if I say your name is Luck, okay, Luck, yeah, isn't it? Then you've got attributes like your work, you are male, you live in Lusaka. All those are attributes attached to your name. So these attributes which are attached to your name, this is what we call a record. Alright? So when it looks right now, it's looking for a record which is a duplicate, which means there's one record and another record which are duplicates. Okay? Then I say okay. It tells me there are no duplicate values found. Now the reason why they are not duplicates is because they are not duplicates. But now let's see what will happen if we have duplicates. We are going to create the duplicates ourselves. So what do we do? Just do this, okay? Highlight some cells like that, copy them, then go just below there where they are under the dancing ants and paste it. So we copied about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or something. Okay? Have we done that? We're creating duplicates deliberately. Sorry? Have we done that? Okay, so now we've got duplicate values, right? So let's run it again. We go to remove duplicates, then you click on okay. Just told you now. Then you just say okay. You'll find that the duplicate values have been removed. Is that part clear? Is it? Data validation. Data validation. Okay. Since we are okay with that, now we're going to deal with the data validation. When you're dealing with data, you want to enter data into your system. Because Excel is always not going to use for that. When you're entering data, you want a certain particular type of data to be entered. So if there's a certain data which is not as that which you want to enter into the system, you're able to tell the system, no, it's not the wrong data. We just want the phone number to be entered, number to enter in their name. You want the system to tell them, no, the data you're telling is wrong, because the right data. For instance, you're supposed to enter the word mail in the system. Somebody said it's something longer than 4 digits. So you need to be able to make that. It's a problem somewhere. Okay? So that's what you're calling data validation. Okay? So I go. Alright. So now what you are having here, let's go to the second one. What is in the table here? I want you to highlight here. Highlight this table the way I've done it. Have you done that? The table. Data validation 2. There's no information. It's fine if there's no information. It's empty like that. Okay. Which means it's empty for everyone. Oh no, yours yes you don't have. Don't worry, yours you don't have. Mine is this one is updated here. For her, which means she doesn't have. So when I come there, I go to under data validation here. I click on that, and I say okay. Then I come to settings. Then I say okay. I was removing any validations which were there. Okay. What I was doing there, I was removing any validation which is there. Alright. So I'm removing this data which I had entered. How far are we? How far are we? We're good? Okay. So now we're going to perform some data validations here. These data validation that we're going to perform are, for instance, for the whole numbers, right? We want to enter data, for instance, we are saying that the person who's qualified to be part of this survey or data entry should be 18 years and above. Okay? Anybody who's below 18 years, the system should refuse. How do we do that? Watch me. So this category, I highlight it. Then I come under validations here. Data validation. Then I come and say whole number. Okay? Then I'm saying the person was supposed to enter should be greater than. Okay? Now if we use greater than, which means it has to be 17 here. Do you understand? Because if we say greater than, 17 is not greater than 17. Small man. So 17 greater than 17. When you say okay, which means if we come here and say 17, press enter, it will refuse. So have you seen that 17 itself cannot go through? Okay, if 17 cannot go through, can 16 go?
No.
Or probably 2, right? 2 can go, right? No, because it has to be greater than. So when we come here and say 18, it's fine. So we have set data validation rules. All right. Now, in a case that you're probably dealing with Reg numbers. Fine. You know that on a reg number there are how many digits? Including the make the slashes also as part of the digits, right? On a reg.
11.
The 11.
2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11, right? So which means if people are entering their NRC number, it shouldn't actually be 11, it should be 11 and 12, because there are other ledgers or NRCs which have got double digits at the end.
Oh.
So it has to be 2, isn't it? So it has to be greater than 9 and less than 13, isn't it? Okay, so let's put a validation. So when I come here, I highlight the cells. Remember, the validation only goes to the cells that you've highlighted. So I come and say validation. I come here and say it should be text length. Okay, under text length, come here and say not between. We're going to use we'll use between, because we don't have an option of doing both. Okay, so between 9 and 18. Okay, then we say okay. So when we come here, we enter digits which are 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Press enter. It's going through. Nine is going through. Let's try 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is refusing. Which means our digits are supposed to be 10, between 10 and 11 and 12. Okay, between 11 and 12. So I highlight the cells, then I come to data validation, then I come here and says 11 and 12, and I say okay. So I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Press enter. It accepts. Anything less than that, it refuses. Okay, and anything above that, it refuses. All right. Have you understood this part? Okay. You also have data validations for dates. Okay. So if I come here, I highlight this and I want to enter some validations under the dates. I come here and select date. Under date, do I want the dates to be between what and what, greater than that? So you try out design. Okay. Then I cancel that. I come here, I've got drop down list, right? I want to do a drop down, so I write that. Now, I want to understand drop down. You see the expression where I got anything that you want to do, you don't have to do that. Now, other people on the internet, they are free. They type mail and mail to you. You will realize the problem. You will want to know that ML is there. What you have to do, what we call getting a drop down list. Alright, so I highlight, so I want to create male and female. Okay, so I'm writing them here, male, then female. Okay, then I delete that. So I have male and female. Okay, these are what I want to work with. So I come to my drop down here. Then I come to data analysis. Then I come to, what's this? Then I come to list. Then I want the source. I click there. Then I come highlight. And I say okay by clicking on that one. And I say okay. When I come here, I can just click that, and my list is a drop down. Have you seen that? Okay. Now I want somebody to come and help us with something here. Okay. The veterans. Okay. Do you remember how you can be able to create a list without going to the text? Do you remember? Do you remember how you can create a list? What does it without connecting the text? You write the name, comma, put another one, comma. So you don't go to the comma. Have you tried that? Is it working? Have you tried that? Is it working? What else? Okay. Have you tried it? Ready? Alright. Alright. Just tag along, right? It's Excel, right? For now, it's Excel. Just tag along. Just tag along. The information we're doing right now, you might need it in Excel also. Alright, so now you're getting a drop down using that. So what happens if my male here changes to probably James? Okay, what happens to my drop down? I come here, I click, my James is appearing now. Okay, so you can be able to update the list. Now what happens in a case that somebody comes and deletes your data? When somebody deletes your data, when you come there, you have nothing. Okay? So to avoid such kind of mistakes, you can put your data even on a different sheet, then lock the sheet, or you can actually create a list inside so that it's not visible to others. How do you do that? You come here, highlight that, then you go to validation of data, then you come here and say list. Now my list is going to be inside. So I'll say probably it's male, comma, female. Okay? And I say okay. When I do that, my data is now in a drop down. I no longer have to type it. Okay? That's data validation. Any questions so far? Where you're not clear? Any questions so far? Now, I want you to see something. We did create some things here. Okay? Are you seeing the error that it's giving us? Are you seeing the error that it's giving us? It's saying this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions defined. So now what we want to do is this. We want Excel to give us instructions, not by itself, but the instructions that we're going to give it ourselves. Okay? So the instructions which should come here should be customly written as we should write them. Now, how do we do that? Remember the validation, we put it here. Then I come to my data validation. Then I come to the error that we should get. Let's give it a title. What should be the title? Come on. Okay, Shima. Okay? We put our Shima there. Then we can say eat Shima twice a day. Okay? Come on, if this can work, anything else can work, isn't it? So we say okay. So when we come here, then I put 2, then I press enter. It says Shima, eat Shima twice a day. So now you've made a custom instruction. When somebody enters data that is not of your requirement, it will give you an error which is customized. Sorry? All those, okay. So now, you might not want to correct people when they've made the mistake already. You want them to know before they even make a mistake. Which means immediately they reach the cell, there must be an instruction of what they're supposed to do. This is what we're going to do. So I come to my cells here. The ones which have entered the validation. Okay? So I come to my data validation. Then I come and say, I want to enter an input message. What should be the title? Give me any. It doesn't have to relate to this. Any. It can even be the name of your wife or your girlfriend. Huh? Okay. Okay. Then the input message is that. What should be the message? Okay. Right. So we say, please enter a 10-digit number. Okay? That should be the instruction. Alright? Say okay. So when I come here, I just click on the box, it says Nalesa. Please enter a 10-digit number. Alright? Now this is how you do your data validation. When you do this, your Excel will look even more professional. Okay? At this point, any question? At this point, any question on data validation. When people after explain, they don't ask questions. Either you are saying and they don't understand or probably understand it more after giving it. When is that? Is the explanation clear? Clear explanation. But you're not asking this question. I'm worried. Yes. Let me go there. So if I come to where is that data validation, then input message. Okay, so we remove it and we say okay. Have you seen that the input message is not showing? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay, the data which I've given you, I want us to do this. At times when you're given data, there are cells which are skipped. Okay. Now, I wanted to show you this, but my time has elapsed. Okay. All right. So, but just before we shift to SPSS, I want to show you in a situation whereby your data has got spaces, and you find these things. As long as you deal with data, data comes to you. It doesn't run through a good cleaning personnel. You will find some things wrong with your data. But today I just want to show you how you can deal with data which has got blank spaces. Because when data has got blank spaces, it is hard to analyze it. Because when you run some formulas in your data, it will run, but when it reaches a certain point, it cuts because things like there's no data underneath. That's how Excel operates. How do you know? Have you seen this? You know that Control A is for highlighting your everything, isn't it? So if I do Control A here, you see that what is highlighted is only the top part. Because Excel, when it was running, it saw that there was a space underneath. So it saw that, okay, this data is separate from the other one. Okay? So you have to deal with spaces. Spaces, they affect your data. So I'll put just two spaces and I'll show you how to quickly deal with it. Instead of, okay, so I'm inserting. I go to the end, then I say insert. You can also do it the other way. Right. So now I just click in my data, then I go to my home tab. When I go to my home tab, I go to find and select, then I go to special. Now a lot of people don't use this, but this is a powerful tool. It's very powerful. You go to special, then under go to special, you've got blanks. Select where it says blanks. So all the blanks in your data will be selected. When you have a data like that selected, all your blanks, you can come here and say delete, and your blanks are gone. That's one way you can do a data cleaning. Okay? Your data analysis is as good as your data cleaning. Thank you so much. We've come to the end to Excel. We're shifting to SPSS. Okay?